Hey, so it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, or as I like to call it, Rapril. The 1 month of the year where we pay attention to victims of sexual violence. America, I invite you to do better. I think every month has to move beyond awareness. It has to move to action, which is why we are focusing on how to be an awesome upstander. An upstander is the opposite of a bystander. So you think about it, a bystander by definition is someone who is literally just standing by watching something happen. And in the beginning, when we talked about bystander intervention, it came off as an oxymoron. Like, those two things don't actually make sense because bystanders don't intervene. An upstander is someone who can observe it happening, decides that that's a bad thing that's happening, and feels responsible for doing something and actually acts. And so upstander is a much more powerful, positive word to use. I actually heard someone talking about the idea of having a pebble in your shoe, that you have to notice the pebble first before you can stop and actually take it out. So if you're at work and you hear that guy always make those offensive jokes, and we're quiet because that guy's really popular and everybody likes that guy, and you think, I'm just the only one who thinks that's offensive, and well, there aren't any black people around here, and there weren't any immigrants, and I don't think anyone here is gay, I bet it's fine. But our silence indicates approval at some level. They're co-signing on that racist joke, that sexist comment, whatever that is. And so at minimum, you want to go, buddy, that's not cool. Not too scary, not a federal case, but what you do is not only do you let the guy, the offender in this case, know that he's on notice, you know, all the witnesses now go, oh, I was kind of thinking that all the time, but I didn't know if anybody else thought that. And if you have someone who is vulnerable in that room and is wondering if they have any allies, you have just signaled they're not alone and that you know that was wrong. Being an upstander is contagious in a good way. You activate people. It just takes one person to go, whoa, that is not cool. And you activate the good, principled upstander in everybody by pointing it out in the first place. I mean, sure, it takes guts to be the first one to speak, but almost always you will have allies. I think the reason why more people don't intervene is in part because they've decided not to notice, or they think, oh, that happens all the time. That's not a big deal. Or I don't want to get in trouble, or I don't want to lose any of my social standing because that would suck. Okay, someone's vulnerable and they don't seem to know it, or if they do, they can't seem to help themselves. It's my job as a good person to step up. If your objective is to slowly in stages, because if you're in a high school, you're going to see these people all the time and every day. You don't have just one shot at them, same as in college, right? So start building rapport, connection. People will listen to folks they like and trust. You don't need to sell the whole thing on one day. But if we see everything, because you have the luxury of the long game, how can I make my relationships respectful so I can challenge in a way that they can hear it, and always focus that we have the same core principles at heart? And that's what brings people together.